Well, my guest this afternoon is Hussain Baba. Hussain is the Secretary of the Gold Coast Islamic Society and the founder and CEO of the Multicultural Social Network. Good to have you with us, Hussain.
Good afternoon, Terry. How are you? Good to see you again.
Really well. As you know, this is a part of our program for the 21st of September when we're talking about deep dreaming, a continent for compassion. And we're meeting today, although on Zoom. Both Hussain and I are on the Gold Coast, and this is the traditional lands of the Yugambeh language people in this area. So we honour them and their custodianship and stewardship of this land over generations and eons.
Yes, that's good.
Hussain, it's delightful to connect with you. You're a busy man and very active, and particularly at this time of COVID, we know that there's been some amazing programs that have rolled out through your initiative and through your networks. But before we launch into that, I'm really interested to hear what your understanding of the meaning of compassion is.
Well, Terry, the word compassionate is a very personal as well as it's religious based for me, because as a Muslim, we are taught from a very young age to be compassionate for one another.
Yes.
The religion itself is talk a lot about charity. Mm-hmm. Help thy neighbor, your friends, your families. Mm-hmm. So we have been groomed from a very young age to be understanding and compassionate to fellow human beings.
Yes.
And that is part of the faith.
Yes.
Now, if I go deeply into compassion, you see, as you know, I am also the founder of a Multicultural Social Network.
Yes.
And our slogan is, no matter where you come from, no matter what language you speak, no matter what religious beliefs are, we are all brothers and sisters in humanity.
Yeah.
And we have to love and be compassionate to each other. So the word compassionate appears here, you see? So that is very important, and we encourage our fellow human beings to look after each other, because after all, we are brothers and sisters in humanity.
Yes, I think that's a really wise word. I mean, the notion of our common humanity is a necessary precursor to an expression of compassion.
That's right. It is so. And which has led me, I've been in the community service actively for the last 10 years in Gold Coast. And initially I worked through the Islamic Society of Gold Coast. I still continue, but again, I set up my own organization, which is the Multicultural Social Network, because as you know, as a mosque, it's a place of worship.
Yes.
It's limited. They can do charity. They themselves need funding as well. So what happened? So what we do is when I set up MSN, the short form for Multicultural Social Network, it is started all of a sudden.
Yes.
It was not planned. As you know, Terry, the beginning of last year, around January, there was a major bushfire around Sydney and Victoria.
Yes.
So the idea came about. I said, what can we do from Gold Coast?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can recall, Terry, I sent an invitation to you and all the community leaders to come and join us at the mosque, at the Gold Coast Mosque, so that we can discuss what we can do. Mm-hmm. And everybody was excited to do something. They want to do part, but they didn't know where to start. So we had a discussion and we decided, let's have a telethon. We raised some money, and within a week, we went over to Sydney, bought all the staffs, and drove all the way 16 hours to Mogo and Kobako. You see, this is done out of compassionate. Each and every one have compassionate. They are. But only thing is, sometimes some people need a bit of a push, and they all have good heart. They want to help, but they don't know how to. So that's the reason why I set up MSN. And then after that was in January. Then, as you know, Terry, by March, a serious epidemic, COVID-19, came about.
Yes.
And at the early stages, the government decided to close all the establishments, for safety reason. And we got involved with the overseas students who were stranded in the Gold Coast.
Yes.
And as you know, 99% of these overseas students, they had jobs in hospitality industry. They're working in the hotels as a delivery, or food delivery, and the restaurants and cook. So all was stopped. So they lost their jobs. And as you know, there was not much of a help from the government. No. So we decided to focus on the students. So MSN looked after about 200 students. Majority of them came from South America. So about 80 from South America, 70 from the Philippines, and 50 from Indonesia, and the rest from various countries. And we looked after them for 8 months until, people. And this is all done out of compassionate, because we are a privately funded. We don't get any single cent from the government. It is through the good heart of our fellow donors, individuals, organizations. They came and supply food products. We were concentrating mainly on commodities like food, perishable good, non-perishable good, hygienic stuff. So that took us a long way. And then you can see the people out there are very compassionate, and they want to do something, and they did. So I'm very happy to say, I would like to thank all those people who took part in this exercise to help our guests. In fact, I consider them as a guest. As a guest in Islam, it is our duty to look after the students.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And we have such a big student population here on the Gold Coast. The industry has been decimated, but there was no protection for those students. And so your hospitality and practical help to them was really an amazing work.
Yes. Thank you so much for that, Terry. In fact, their respective ambassadors, they recognize our services, and then they give an appreciation award. Well, at the end of the day, Terry, you and me, the reward is from the Almighty Creator. That's what. It is not for fame. It's mainly, to help our fellow human beings, and also to please our Creator. That's what our Creator wants. Help each other, right? It could be at any level. Even smiling at a person is a charity.
Yes.
If it's a charity. So we have to be charitable by nature. And again, of course, Terry, after the incident, then after the students, majority of the students, thank God, got back their jobs. Now they're working and they're making money. That's good. So they didn't need much of our help. So then we turn to homeless people in the Gold Coast. According to what I know, there are 6,000 to 8,000 homeless people in the Gold Coast. Wow. And majority of them do not get government support, simply for the reason they don't have a physical address.
Yes.
Because they move from bench to bench, couch to couch, so they don't have a physical. So I have joined up with another organization called Show the Way.
Yes.
And they were active. So what I was able to do through MSN is to generate more food stuff, hot meals, perishable goods, non-perishable goods, hygienic product, clothing. So again, people put up their hands and they say, look, we can support you in these projects. And I've seen people from every facet of life, people of different beliefs, all coming and supporting this program, because their one intention is to help their fellow human being. So what we do is it's a daily task.
Yes.
Like, for example, I think, Terry, you would have seen my videos. I do these videos with one intention, is to show the plight of our fellow brothers and sisters, number one.
Yes.
Number two is to encourage more people out there to be part of it.
Yeah.
So that's why people contact me and say, oh, we saw your videos and we want to be part of it. But we can only do this. I said, no problem. Everybody do a bit. What I do at the end of the day, I make it the big hampers and then deliver to this. So, and we are not only homeless people, there are victims of domestic violence.
Yes.
So they also form part of the clientele. So, and of course, I have to thank Amber Ford. She's the CEO of Show the Way. And so I've been coordinating with her to provide this stuff. So it's still continuing years.
Yeah. Hussain, thank you so much for sharing with us and reminding us about how this program started. And although you have significant connections in the Islamic community and they're a great support in the work in the community, it shows what initiative can happen when one person takes their own skills sees the suffering of others and wants to respond with compassion.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you so much. We're going to put some links to your work associated with this video. And we encourage people to check out and support the work of the Multicultural Social Network. Thank you so much, Hussain, for what you're doing.
All right, you're welcome.
To make Australia a more compassionate nation.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you so much, Terry, for giving the opportunity. And I wish you all the best. And I hope more people hear to our message and join us in helping our fellow brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Hussain.
Thank you. Thank you. See you.